Okay, let's go.
Let's kick things off with a really simple but, a super important question. In trading, what do you actually want? Do you want that satisfaction of being right, or do you just want to make money? Because your answer to that really reveals everything about your chances of success. All right, so here's the game plan. We're going to really break down the mindset that holds so many traders back. We'll start with a big dilemma, then see how that spirals into a total disaster. After that, we'll uncover a pro's secret, pinpoint the one trait that matters most, and finally give you a clear, actionable path to profitability. First up, let's get right into this fundamental choice that every single trader faces, whether they even realize it or not. I want you to seriously pause for a second and be honest with yourself, like really honest. If you absolutely had to choose one, what would it be? Is it that ego boost from calling the market right, or is it the cold, hard cash landing in your account? And get this is where it gets so interesting. In a recent poll, a massive majority, we're talking 70% of traders, admitted they'd rather be right. They actually chose the ego boost over the entire point of trading, which is to make money. And that's where this whole thing gets really scary. You've probably heard the stat before. 97% of traders end up losing money. You see the connection here? That 70% who feel the need to be right, well, they're feeding directly into this 97% who fail. This is not a coincidence, folks. It's cause and effect. So, how does this actually play out in the real world? Let's look at how this desperate need to be right creates this psychological trap that can just completely wipe out an account. So let me tell you about this trader. He was a student from Canada. He was smart, he had a solid plan, and he knew all his risk management rules like the back of his hand. But on one trade, he broke just one little rule, and everything fell apart. And this. Does this little voice in your head sound familiar to anyone? His plan was crystal clear, $100 stop loss. But then the loss hits $200, and his ego just can't handle it. So hope replaces the plan. Oh, it'll come back. Then at 500 down, hope turns into pure prayer. And finally, at over $1,000 down, it's just panic. All of that pain, all of it, just because he couldn't stand the thought of being wrong by $100. Okay, so if the amateur is obsessed with being right and just blows up their account, what's the professional's big secret? Well, it's going to sound completely backwards. Professionals are focused on making money, even if it means they're wrong most of the time. The big takeaway here is the complete mindset shift. Amateurs are chasing that instant gratification, that high win rate. But professionals, they focus on something called positive expectation. All that really means is making sure that over time, your winning trades are way, way bigger than your losing trades. They aren't obsessed with one trade. They're obsessed with following a process that makes money in the long run. The legend George Soros absolutely nailed it when he said this. It's not about your batting average. It's about how big your winners are compared to how small your losers are. That is the entire game, right there. Let's make this real. Here's the P&L of a trader who just has to be right. You see these small, quick profits? That's them feeding their ego. 4 wins in a row, they feel like a total genius. But then, that one loss they just couldn't accept, the one they let run, it not only wipes out all the wins, but puts them deep in the hole. Now, let's flip the script. Look at the professional's P&L. They are totally fine with being wrong. They take small, controlled, disciplined losses. 1, 2, 3, 4 small hits. But then, boom, the big winner. That one home run pays for all the small losses and then some, leaving them with a nice profit. They are wrong 80% of the time on this slide, and they are still making money. Think about that. And listen, this isn't just some made-up example. Top-tier hedge fund managers, guys working for legends like Steve Cohen, report win rates of just 43% to 50%. Let that sink in. They're basically wrong as often as they're right, sometimes even more. And these are some of the best traders on the planet. So what's the deal then? If it's not about being a genius or having a high win rate or having a crystal ball, what is the one single thing that separates the 97% who fail from the 3% who succeed? It all boils down to this one word. It sounds simple, but man, it is so hard to do. Discipline. It's the bridge that connects what you know you should do with what you actually do. You could have the greatest strategy in the world, but without discipline, it is completely and utterly worthless. And when we talk about discipline, we're not talking about some vague concept. It's a set of concrete actions. It means you stick to your stop loss no matter what. It means you don't jump into random trades just because you're bored. It's having the guts to let a winning trade run and the professionalism to show up every single day ready to execute your plan.
Okay, so we get the problem, we get the solution, but how do you actually do it? How do you start making this change right now, today? Let's break it down into 3 steps you can actually use.
Here's your action plan. Step 1, change how you see the game. Ditch the ego. You have to accept that being wrong is just a normal part of a winning strategy. Step 2, be radically disciplined. Your rules aren't suggestions, they are law, no exceptions. And step 3, be a patient hunter. Don't trade just for the sake of trading. Wait for those A-plus setups where the odds are truly stacked in your favor. It's always quality over quantity.
So at the end of the day, it all comes down to this one final question. This is the ultimate test of your trading mindset. Are you willing to be wrong 6, maybe even 7 times out of 10 if it means you'll finally be a profitable trader? Your answer to that question really determines everything.